Hello, everybody. Welcome along. We are live and football is back fantastically. We've waited for ages and ages, months and months, but here we are. And game number one is here, Aston Villa versus Sheffield United, after months and months of talking about people going to meetings and having votes. We can actually talk about some football. This is the first in the new format on the channel. So as you can see along the bottom, I will be live now for the pre-match stream. Be here around 6:45 at half time, depending on stoppages, obviously. And then the full match review will be happening around 7:50. So game number one, Aston Villa versus Sheffield United. Get your predictions in the comments. We'll go over them. But if my technology all holds up, we should be able to see both of the teams up there. So let's have a look how this is going to play out. So Villa at home in this one. Nyland in goal, no Rayner. Obviously, those of us who are Championship fans here will know Nyland slowly through at Villa. Bad start, but he's got there in the end. The back four, it says Ngoyo, but most of us know him as Konza. A centre-back at Brentford, so out there at right-back. Target is the left-back. Loads of Championship names here. Target promoted with Fulham, obviously. Mings and Hawes, the centre-halves there, the back four for Villa. You have Douglas Luiz in midfield. Hurahan and his left foot and his set plays in there. John McGinn, he has not played for 3 months before the lockdown and then obviously 3 months during the lockdown. Great player, McGinn. Will he be fit? Yes, probably. Anyone who's seen him play will know what type of a player he is. El Ghazi down the right, he's more of an orthodox winger. On the other side, Jack Grealish, it says left wing, but we all know he'll come in centrally. He'll join where he wants to, and he is the guy. And I think it's great that we get a superstar TV-friendly player in our first game back. Is that a bit weak up front? Keenan Davis, we'll see, obviously been training well. Remember, a Dean Smith team isn't necessarily 4-3-3. That might look like a 4-1-4-1 during the game, let's just say. What we do know, some things never change. There's Chris Wilder with three at the back there. Henderson in goal. Looks like he's going to be here, certainly past the end of his loan and possibly next season as well. The illustrious back three, Basham, he'll maraud forward and try and create overloads with Baldock. Egan, well, he won't go anywhere. Ender Stevens, you'd normally find at wing back, but he's in there at left centre back. No Jack O'Connell there. Jack Robinson gets a game at left wing back. I don't believe he's played, signed from Forest. Remember, Chris Wilder taking a lot of players from the Championship as part of Blade's business. Baldock down the right, he's there forever. That midfield three, the info goal have put up like that, will not look like that because we know Ollie Nord will sit and the two runners will be Lundstrom and Berg. Look out for Norwood's right foot. Look out for him getting alongside Baldock and putting crosses in. Up front, you get two strikers with Chris Wilder, Ollie McBurney and the master Billy Sharp. Last season, I was at the corresponding game here and I saw Billy Sharp score a hat-trick. It was a crazy, crazy game. This one, it ended 3-3. If you remember, Sheffield United 3-0 up with probably 10 minutes to go and Villa got it back to 3-3. Somehow that was a promotion challenging game. Everything looks a bit different now because obviously we're in a different division. Take a look at 7th place there, Sheffield United, and bang in form going into the lockdown. Look at that, 10 points over those last 4 games, 2.5 points per game over that period. If they win this game tonight, they will temporarily go into 5th place. And depending on what happens with the imminent Manchester City FFP Champions League stuff, that could be a Champions League place next season. Also, depending on the FA Cup, Villa, very, very different for Aston Villa. Look at that, complete opposite. 10 points from the last 4 for Blades, but 0 points for the last 4 for Villa. However, if they win, and we know 3 points goes a long way down the bottom there, that could jump them all the way above West Ham into 16th place. And before anyone's even got back, they could be jumping right out of that relegation zone. Let's have a look at some of the comments that have come in on this one. I kind of was of the view that I can see this either being a draw. Excuse me, let me turn the fan off. I'm blowing my either being a draw or going in Sheffield United's favour. Let's see what people say. Very simple from hip to the game. Up the Villa. Ben's Football Edits. My dad saw you at Villa last season in Tesco. There we go. Lovely, lovely stuff. Any predictions here in the comments? Let's see if we can find any, if it'll let me scroll down, by God. Up the Bloom says hip to the game. James says, afternoon all, buzzing for football again, and Leeds on Sunday, marching on together. Joshua, there we go. 2-1 to Villa, opposite to what I said. Dan says, come on the Blades. He's obviously a Norwich fan, so he needs Villa losing here. James, a 1-1 draw. A few more in here. Evil Adam, good point there. Big miss. Fleck and O'Connell. Obviously, Berg has come for a lot of money in that midfield. Lundstrom's found his place there this season, but John Fleck in the promotion season, absolutely outstanding, wasn't he indeed? Let's see if I can actually work this technology. There we go. Let's get some predictions up here. Glenn says, ball draw. Do we think it's going to be slow without fans in the ground? Mr. Jones, 2-2. That'll keep us all entertained, won't it? 2-0 Blades says, tasty works. We're all over the place with our predictions here. 1-1 says, hip to the game. Chris says, some people are saying how Sheffield United will lose out as they had great home advantage, but they went for a long time this season unbeaten away from home. Also, Sheffield United, we know under Chris Wilder, so good without the ball. So they should be able to, just a quality side, aren't they? Whether that's done. Huraham will most likely be left filling for Jack when he comes centre. We know as well, in terms of Grealish, McGinn and Grealish, really good team working together. McGinn definitely brings out the best in Grealish. Mike says, not sure about predicting a score, but Villa need to win this. Glenn says, Villa down off spin, spending 130 million. There is obviously a caveat to that they got promoted on the basis of loans, and in order to even have the same team they had last season, they paid a ton of money. Matt says he believes Robinson will play left centre-back and Steers will remain in his wing-back role. We will see how Mr. Wilder starts. Either would be fine. I think, did I see Jack Robinson play? I saw Millwall, Sheffield United in the Cup. He may well have played there. Then James says 2-1 Blades. More compliments from my shutters, from the illustrious Mikey Penty Smith. Ian says 2-2, second one here. Heretic, wall-to-wall footy for nearly 2 months. So many going to be sick of it by the end. We mentioned Fleck and O'Connell. Bailey says, do I think Luke Freeman deserves a bit more game time? He's got to get into he's on the bench, isn't he? Remember, 9 on the bench, 5 potential subs tonight. Freeman, very good player. Not maybe a little bit hurt by the fact that Blades have changed their system. It's a little bit more a fat 3 in midfield with a holder and 2 runners, as opposed to in the Championship more attacking with a number 10 in there. That's where Freeman would likely sit. Animation also saying Robinson, contrary to what Infogol is saying, Robinson likely centre-back and Stevens left wing-back. Remember, Stevens, brilliant. He's had such a rise since coming from Pompey. Absolutely brilliant in the promotion and brilliant this season. Ollie says that his dad says 2-0 Blades. Here's a funny one here. iCatch says, Tesco, you look more like an M&S man. if you've been to Villa Park, you'll know that there's not going to be any M&S's very nearby. And you'll know that just over that roundabout and not very far walk, there's a massive Tesco near Villa Park. So that's why he would have found me in there, probably buying some lunch before a game, no doubt. Owen says 2-2. We've had several 2-2s. If that comes in, I'm definitely going to smell a conspiracy theory somewhat. Let's go back to the comments. Rod says Blades for the win. Imagine that going into the fifth spot would be incredible. Bailey says, I'm sure the match will be slow. Players will get back to fitness and feel like the new surroundings. Remember as well, Dean Smith teams generally are quite slow paced, aren't they? They really want to keep the ball and play out very, very slowly. Will says 1-0 Blades. Ewan's got 7-7. There we go. What Trevor says, what is Ross McCormack up to these days? I believe he's in Australia somewhere. What's us? I'm not going to be broadcasting during the game. I will be back, however, at half time. Hip to the game says, just happy Rayner isn't in goal, although Nyland must have improved since I saw him playing in the Championship. Oh, God, we haven't had more tech problems. What happened? Nothing on other stream, Ben. Should be all lined up with the streams. Hopefully you've clicked the right one, and this should be the pre-match preview. There is already set up the half-time and the full-time, so make sure you click the right one. Leon Clark with the last-minute winner. Is he on the bench there? Fair few waiting in there. They're in the wrong place, sadly. Mike says, I've had to buy the missus her own TV and Android box. Sharing the football as well. Jalami says he doesn't care. There we go. Bring on Leeds Charlton and end of centenary Bielsa's game. Big Badger says, isn't it 5 subs but only 3 stoppages? The players are coming out now with Black Lives Matters written on their backs. That's been debated lots and lots, and the football is about to begin. Hopefully you're on the right stream and not on the wrong one. 3 streams advertised. We will be back here at halftime. Football is returning, so do get involved again. It says at the bottom there, please vote for me in the Football Content Awards, Best Creator / Vlogger in the Best in Video category. I've still got a mistake on there. Closing date is Thursday. Going to be really, really interesting, this one. Bally Moat says, Grealish on fire, Villa on fire. Grealish quiet, Villa damp. Yeah, we all know how much Grealish means to Villa. Wonderful, wonderful player. I had him as my top player in 2018-19 to watch in the Championship. Joy to watch that guy, wasn't he? Glenn says, just had 10 quid on 0-0. Oh, he's not expecting much, isn't he? Bailey says, what's my setup for watching games? Multiple screens. I've got the iPad literally just there. Ian, 2-2, 12-1. Lots of people on 2-2. So Jeff says, what's the best stream to watch the game? I don't know, Jeff. I'm paying for it. So I don't know where anyone could watch the game. Right. The players are in the tunnel. Here comes Grealish and Mings and Hurahan and the rest of the Villa team. Here comes the football back. Noel says the other stream had a countdown on it and then nothing. That's not good. Hopefully no technical problems there, but we are live and well here. Glenn with a Blaze Space says different game without Fleck there. And Bailey says incredible streaming service. Lots of pop-ups. Anyone who chooses to watch streaming does so. I am not endorsing such things, especially given the news about the Newcastle takeover. Right. I am going to stop this stream now. If you would like to, I will see you all at half time. Check out, make sure you've clicked the right stream. Hopefully there's not tons of people on the wrong one. And hopefully this format works. And we will see you all at half time. If you're watching on delay, please get your comments in. Thank you for everybody in real time. The stream should already be there sitting on YouTube. You just need to click. Glenn says, I'll have to commentate. Us poor people can't afford to watch. Hey, I'm going to be very poor in September, so I feel your pain. Right, Players are out. Everybody's lining up. I'm going to end this stream now. Please come back at halftime for the halftime stream. As the football returns, everybody enjoy Aston Villa versus Sheffield United. Over and out.